Hello there. It's Gary Hewitt, and we're here today to talk a little bit about the magic words. So I'm trying to explain it in a way that makes sense to people that haven't heard it or understand this. There's a lot of people in the spiritual communities, and I don't consider myself necessarily spiritual. And maybe there's just too much baggage around that word. There's baggage around a lot of words where the word means something, but it carries more weight for certain people than others. Anyway, so I'm tossing around the idea of maybe a quantum toolkit. That's more a little bit in alignment with. It resonates a little bit better with me. So anyway, so the magic words is an ability that I have developed based on mountains of research, a lot of experience, life experience, challenging experiences, and decades of meditation. So you combine all those and along with lots of experimentation. And I've developed a series of tools that I can use to help shift beliefs, if you will, underlying beliefs in myself and with other people, or at least I've been shown or led to believe, led to understand. That's a better word. Led to understand that this is capable. And now I'll frame this in that right now you are looking at a video, and that video is coming to you because something somewhere has precisely shaken a set of electrons in a very precise pattern. Things smaller than you could possibly see, and things that even scientists are challenged to explain exactly what they are. Are they a wave? Are they a particle? Do they actually physically exist, or are they just the transfer of energy, motion, electromechanical stuff? Even today, like, scientists are still discovering new things about electrons, and yet we can wiggle them in a very precise manner and transmit video from me to you. So, going up to YouTube, this is, or wherever it's appearing, this is occurring over wires. I don't have any wireless stuff in here, but chances are when you're watching it on your phone or your laptop, you may be going through wireless, and in which case, in the wire, the electron is still the electrons being shaken in a very precise manner, so precise, that millions of things can happen per second, and yet that information is transferred and turned into audio and video for you, and we don't question that at all. Right? That's just a given. So now we do know that the human body runs on electricity, electromechanical processes. It has been scientifically measured that the field that comes out of the heart can actually extend and be measured at least 50 feet away, if not more. So there's science, there's research that says, this can sort of communicate with the outside world. It's especially noticeable apparently in a forest. I forget the exact research on it, but it can affect plants and things at least up to 50 feet away. It's measured to. That's the important part. It's measured to, right? So again, there's some precise shaking of electrons that are causing this to occur. And now, I don't know if what I do works on that electromechanical level. It just might. I've done a lot of work with the Heart Math Institute's devices, getting into a specific state of breath known as coherence, where your breathing aligns with your lungs. Your breathing aligns with your heartbeat, and you fall into this rhythm, and it calms the vagus nerve, and so the rest of your body kind of calms down. I can drop into that state very quickly, which is what I do when I do the magic word. So no, does that emit at a electromechanical level, or is there some quantum state? Because now there's research coming out that your brain actually has quantum receivers, things that are tuned to the quantum field. And we've got quantum computers now where we're messing around with that and, realizing that there are alternate universes and all kinds of stuff. I don't care if you believe in any of that or not. That's whatever I'm doing has a demonstrable effect. And, we're starting to rack up testimonials from more and more people about this effect and the value it is for them. So I'm just going to continue to do it. I don't need to convince anybody. I'm just trying to explain it for those that are interested and want some deeper level understanding. So I go into a state, and weirdly enough, I use computer programming techniques to put together what could best be described as maybe an incantation. And then I use this incantation based on pointers, things that the participant describes. So they give me the quote unquote target for this, and so I do this incantation, the magic words, and it deals with the root causes, and it's all about feelings. So the root causes of feelings about something. There are other things that we're experimenting with, but the best results to date have always been about the root causes of feelings about things. And then there's another layer, and I got this from Brent Phillips with the Theta program that he produces. There's layers below the root cause. There's shock, and then there's trauma. So of course I go and I do the root cause, and then I jump down to the shock, and then I jump down to the trauma, and then that that releases those things. And release is not the right word, because the challenge I have is I have built this quantum toolkit around the belief or the understanding that everything is already perfect, and it's our job to figure out what it's perfect for. And so if everything's already perfect, nothing needs to be fixed. It is just a change that occurs. And the particular change that occurs, you go from running pre-programmed automated scripts that are not yours because you picked them up as a child, or you pick them up through traumatic events and so on and so forth. Life is pretty traumatic a lot of times, and so you've picked up all of this subconscious programming that runs the show, so to speak. And then again, there's lots of scientific experiments where the brain simply tells you a story to prevent you from thinking you're insane no matter what you're doing. And so think that through for a moment. Your brain will always come up with a story that makes you feel sane with whatever you're doing. When you see people doing insane things, their brain is telling them that it's perfectly normal for them because these scripts are so powerful. They kind of take over the show, and then they find a way to get the person to believe that this was normal all along. So the magic words does is it gets in to the emotion and the belief that may be locking something in place that doesn't serve somebody, and it says, well, okay, what's the value of that? What good would that do? What would that show you? What's the experiences that you're going to have if you have that belief locked in like this, right? And so the idea is to not throw it away, not fix it, not heal it, but just understand it. And in the process, it kind of flips it over, and you get different choices. You get to make different choices. You don't go into that automatic script anymore. It may say, well, here's a script I have, but you can think about it logically. It doesn't automatically go into place. And you say, well, yeah, that was good when I was 3 years old, but that doesn't apply anymore. The world has completely changed. I'm an adult now. I live in a completely different world. Here's what I'm going to choose to do instead. So ultimately, the magic words is a tool, quantum tool, that allows people to have more choice over what they choose to do given all the situations that come up. So I would love to be able to put this into a 30-second elevator speech, and it's probably going to take me a while to do it because it doesn't matter so much the words I use, it matters what people hear. And because, I've been locked away in a bat cave for a long time, not doing a lot of communication with people. So now I'm out listening to a lot of people and trying to find the words to put together a much more concise, elegant way of saying what I do. But until then, this is what I have for now. And hopefully this explains the magic words a little bit. I have over 100 demonstrations of it on the YouTube channel. Just go look for the magic words if you're seeing this someplace else. And anything that starts with the magic words on, there's a live demonstration. You can run this for yourself. And again, I have no need to convince anybody of anything. That's not what this is about. It's just there for the people that are in this world, that love this kind of stuff. Please feel free to use the exercises, suggest things. I'll be recording more on a regular basis, and more than happy to do so for all of you. All right, so hopefully that clears up things a little bit, and I will review the comments on this. I'd love to hear your comments on better ways that I can explain what I do if you're in this world, or what you heard if this is new to you, and then from there I can start synthesizing a better way to say this. And the reason I'm interested in a better way to say this is to make sure that I get to reach the people that this is valuable for. Okay, that's it. Thank you very much. I appreciate all of you that are on the channel and all of you that are watching this. Thank you, and have yourself a wonderful day, and we will see you in a future video.